Haynes starting on 7 after just watching Debbie, his wife, win the women's championship. He started out with 3 in a row, and he's looking at trouble already.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He threw the ball real well, but I noticed he picked up speed from the time he was practicing until the lights went on. But the ball was released and rolled super.
And for one, John Haynes is a plus 15. And here's our good old buddy, Larry Syndor. He's been on the program 2 weeks. His wife's been on 2 weeks. And they have yet to win. They've been having a lot of hard luck. And
he got a little equipment trouble here.
Had the wrong ball. But Larry and his wife Glenna are super bowlers, but on television they've just run into some hard luck.
You notice his approach on camera there. Took a real nice, smooth approach.
There's no hard luck about that ball. That is awesome. Larry's from Burlington, Kentucky, and he's married to a beautiful lady, Glenna, and they have 1 daughter.
There's a picture of concentration on Don as Larry goes for the double.
You know, I don't know if this would be giving away their age, Eddie, but their 1 daughter coincidentally dates Roger Crawford, our Marine. So,
well, let's face it, he's 41. And he also has an open.
Oh boy.
And here comes Don. You know, his wife just won the ladies match. Got a good arm swing, a nice steady approach.
And there's a rocket right there. Don Haynes with his first strike. It came in the 2nd frame, and in the 2nd frame, his wife had hit her 2nd strike. They're from Florence, Kentucky, and just like most bowlers, he's a spot bowler. And he went down to 1 knee, saying, "Hello, darling," and the 10-pin says, "It's never going to happen."
And that speed just took these 3 threes out of the building in a hurry. That 6 just went flying out over the top. That's a bad break.
It looked like he dropped it, and he did. Well, we're right back where we started from. Don Haynes is plus 15. Here's Larry Syndor.
Larry's underneath the ball. Nice, smooth approach.
He's looking for help. He gets a little bit.
Got a nice break. He knocked a 7 out. Stay away from the baby split. Left him a 1-pin spare. You know, Larry, he led the league over here this year with a 217 average. That's not a bad neighborhood to be in.
Not at all. There's not many people that are in that neighborhood, except the ones you see on television. Larry's highest series was a 756, and he owns 1 300, 1 299, and 1 298.
And you know who we miss here today? Earl Weatherford.
Earl, he was our number 4 man. He missed it just by a few pins. He's rolled a 643.
And that's power right there, my friends. He had that ball out and brought it back in, and that 6 just, anytime you can see the 6 hit the 10 and knock it to the left, the ball was rolling and doing its job.
See what Don Haynes can do. And those pins do a lot of jumping around there, Eddie.
He's picked up some speed from when he was in practice. You know, I was comparing his stat sheet with his wife, and there's so much similarity that isn't even funny. She had a high series of 682. Don's got 688. Debbie had a 255, and Don's got a 267.
I bet they come to the bowling alley each week and they just rack each other brains out. I beat you this week.
And would you believe they each got 4 kids?
I'll be. Together, Don and Debbie, they won the Champion of Champions for mixed couples last year. So they do work well together, away from home also.
Well, what caused that was Don just reared at the line just a little bit and pulled him off of his target. You know, the simplest thing to correct pulling is to keep your head on your target, because the first thing that has to move on a pull shot is your head.
So we're halfway through our first men's match with Don Haynes and Larry Syndor, and we'll be back with the conclusion at the Super Bowl lanes in Erlanger, Kentucky, right after this. Here's Larry Syndor. He's working on a strike, as you can see right in the bottom of our screen in the 4th frame, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. And his wife Glenn is here encouraging him on, and I asked her, I said, what do you think, Glenna? Because Larry's been beat twice and Glenn has been beat twice. So, well, he looks pretty good. He's getting older. She said age is his biggest advantage.
I got bowling balls almost 41 years old. Not really, but almost. And he's got the dinner bucket over there. He's going to have to cover him almost all with the ball.
And he opened up, so we have a wide open match.
This is one of those deals where I don't want it, you can have it.
Our scoring is a 2-pin difference in the favor of Don Haynes. Let's see what Larry thinks about the 2 pins.
Well, you know, in all the other appearances that Larry had, he was using a different ball, and I just wonder if this one here seems to be reacting a little more than the other one. It's forced him in, it looks like, a little more inside.
And for one, so Larry, who averaged 217 on the year, he's had 3 opens and 6 frames. He's struggling a little bit, but so's Don Haynes. Nobody wants it, but somebody will take it, and that'll be Don Haynes if he keeps that up.
And that's the speed that we watched Don Haynes practice with. Maybe he's starting to settle down. And I seem to feel like that lane 8, and watching the reaction of Larry's ball, seems to be holding and not hooking as freely, and then this left lane is getting them both in trouble. But not that ball.
And again, a solid 10. Don's employed at the Dixie Full Line Vending Company in Crescent Springs, Kentucky. And he has 4 children, just like his wife.
And he's a softball and a fishing player.
Oh! Don looks over at Larry and says, that's my 7-10 shot. So that... And there's one of our hosts here, Maureen. She's done super for us. She makes us feel so comfortable. And today she's our official scorekeeper. And there's Larry coming back.
Welcome back, Larry.
He's minus 13 right now.
Well, if you notice, that one there I think is a little tighter, and it's going to force Larry into making an adjustment over here on the left lane.
Larry's been struggling with this lane. And again.
Well, this is the one here, the back end of it seems to be hooking. And sitting right in front of us is Bob Snodgrass. And, of course, Doug's out of town, and Bob is going to be doing the hey!
And he picked it up.
How about that one?
Oh, boy.
That was a great shot.
What can you say?
Bob Snodgrass will be passing out the checks to our bowlers today. Doug, I think, is down in Nashville, Tennessee. That one might have unnerved Don, because I think he had him down for an open.
Yeah, the storyline, it looked like it was about over, but that kept Larry in the ball game. He's down 10 right now.
With a very difficult conversion here. But not for Don Haynes. Textbook shot.
So Doug's down in Nashville. I didn't know that. Unfortunately, I'll be going on vacation in 2 weeks from now. Going to Myrtle Beach. So just write in to Store Cable and leave your address, and I'll send you a postcard. Here's what's more important. And Don for an 8, so he's got a 133 in the 8th.
Well, you know, the different surfaces of balls that they're using is keeping Don from going higher in the nose than he is, because Larry is throwing a urethane ball and Don is throwing a rubber ball. Urethane ball hooks more than the rubber ball.
So here's Larry Syndor, who picked up that split in the 8th, the 6, 7, 10. He's down 10 pins. He needs a big ball, and hello, darling, there it is. That cuts the lead to 8. He's working on the strike, and we're headed into the 10th frame.
And that's the foundation, and he can cause a lot of trouble if he can make the right move here on the left lane. And my move would, he'd go further left and play the edge. He's gonna have to move in deep.
Well, a few weeks ago, I was joking around about the Syndor jinx. Glenn has lost twice, Larry's lost twice, but they're super bowlers and they keep coming back. And let's see what happens to it. And is it going? Oh, let's see. No. Oh boy.
And he made a super adjustment. He went with speed. He went with speed.
And that's one way of getting it. And that was he was kind of a little lackadaisical on that shot, and that shot could make or break his day.
Well, he had everything in the building shaking on it. Turned the label around on it.
So Larry finishes with a 164. So
story of that match, Nick, I think is lane 7.
Yeah. It gave Larry fits all day, and if Don gets a strike, it's all over. And Don was looking at a little trouble, got a little help.
And he needs this spare, and this is a chop spare.
All the pressure is on this ball right here. Don Haynes, his wife Debbie, was our champion. She won it today. We've never had a family, and he's looking at trouble, and he chopped it. He chopped it. Unbelievable. 164 to 160. Larry Syndor has broke the Syndor jinx, and not the fashion that he expected to. But anyway, Larry Syndor will meet Roger Crawford in the championship of the men's match right after this.